Market data for January is in. I got your only statewide market report coming up next. All right, what's happening, friends? We got a statewide market report. So I'm going to cover every single island, every single market, and give you the update on what's going on in terms of market activity for the entire state of Hawaii. So we're going to start off with the Big Island and Kauai because those two islands are on the same MLS. So we can look at the same system and give you some insight as to what's happening there. As we look at the Big Island here, big thing is this is our monthly comparison chart, right? So we're looking at this month versus the previous month versus the year previous. And if we look at the housing market, the couple of big takeaways here is sales activity is pretty steady. If you look across the board, 157 in January, 142 in December, and then 139 a year ago. So a little bit more sales than there was a year ago. But if you look at median price, this is always the question people have, right? Median price this January was $499. It was $505, so almost flat. We're seeing a little bit of fluctuation go up and down, but median price on average is about stable as if you compare it to last year. And then if we look at the island of Kauai, relatively similar on the housing market, pretty steady across the board. You had 29 sales this year. There was 28 sales the month previous, and then 16 sales a year ago. So definitely more sales now in the housing market than we saw a year ago for the island of Kauai. But if we look across the board at the charts that kind of track month after month after month, still seeing very slow sales activity. So this is the number of sales that happen every month on the island of Kauai. And as you can see, it's been pretty flat the last quarter of the year last year, and then going into this year, still pretty low. We had some high months last year. And then if we go switch over to the Big Island and look at this same chart, pretty similar activity on the Big Island in terms of number of sales. There's 333 in January, 316 back in December, but pretty slow in the end of the year. Last year, we had a couple of high points last year, but going into this year, we're steady, a little bit higher than we were at the end of last year in terms of number of sales. So that's the big picture on what's going on the Big Island and Kauai. And then if we jump over to Maui, we're going to look at three main charts here. One being the median sales price. So if you look median sales price, this is a chart over the last 3 years. I like this chart because it gives you some context as to not just 12 months or 24 months, but 3 years out. There's been steady increases across the months and years. And so right now the median sales price is $1 million, almost exactly $1 million on Maui. And it was a little bit higher a couple of months ago, $1.030 million back in November. But if you look at the trend line, it's definitely heading up and to the right. And then if we look at number of closed sales, still very, very low, right? If you look at that trend line coming down, it's been falling over the past couple of years, and it's been kind of hovering around that 100 to 150 kind of mark over the last like 6 months. And that a lot of times is due to the number of homes for sale. So if you look at the number of homes for sale across the board, it's been steadily low all the way going back the last couple of years after it started falling. This was January of 21. And since then, the inventory has been falling. It's ticked up a little bit in the last couple of months here. We're up to 642 total homes for sale. But if you look, not huge increases. I mean, the scale is small, so the line looks like it's going up, but really a couple of months ago it was just 569. So little increase in inventory, but we haven't seen that translate into an increase in sales yet, but still nowhere near the kind of inventory levels that we had in the pre-COVID years. And then jumping over to Oahu, we'll look at median price first. Same thing, median price kind of jumps up and down month after month, but it's in that steady trend line going up and to the right, and we're at 710. And this takes into account all residential sales, so homes and condominium sales are included in this median sales price. So we're at 710 right now. If you look at the number of homes for sale, same kind of situation as Maui, where there's been a little bit of a trend line up, little increase in the number of overall listings, which is still very, very low if we take this back a couple of years ago to pre-COVID years, we're still at like 60% what those levels were. And then the number of closed sales, similar to Maui and the other islands, still pretty low, 500 closed sales in the month of January 2024. And it's kind of been around that average amount of sales. But if you look back to June of 21, there was 1,235 sales. So huge drop, right? I mean, less than half the number of sales that are happening today as compared to the pre-COVID years. And like we say, month after month after month, a lot of that is due to the fact that there just is not enough homes on the market. The inventory just has not recovered. And that's something that has been the theme over the last really 24, 48 months, is that we just keep seeing the activity is keeping up. Sales are still happening. It's lower mainly because of the decrease in inventory. And that's also just continuing to drive sales price. Sales price is going to continue to be held up because of that constraint in inventory. And there's still a lot of demand in the market and people are still buying. So if you have any questions, you want to dig deeper into your specific area in the market, we can do that. We can look just at land in a certain region of an island. I'm happy to do that on a call. You can always book a meeting in the comments below. There will be a link, and always in my bio, there's a link to book a meeting. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at dylan@buyabigisland.com. Appreciate you guys for watching this month's market report. See you guys next month. Aloha.